What in the 1960s is going on? Smokey Robinson's admitting to having an affair with the legendary icon Diana Ross. And what in the 2000s is going on? J-Lo was revealing that she was supposed to be the one in Christina Aguilera's place during that epic, iconic performance with Christina Aguilera, Madonna, and Britney Spears. And we also got to talk about, since we're talking about Diana Ross, talking about Tracee Ellis Ross reflecting on being 50 and not having children. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Where do we begin? We'll start with J-Lo. So Jennifer Lopez, as you know, she's promoting this new movie, another romance, what do they call it? Romantic comedy. There we go. And she brought up this story that I'm actually shocked that we didn't know about this before. So you remember the iconic performance between Madonna. Sidebar, Madonna did announce this week a new tour, the celebration tour of the last 4 decades of her music. So in a new interview, Jennifer Lopez is revealing that she was actually supposed to perform with Madonna and Britney Spears during that iconic MTV VMAs moment that happened, the infamous kiss that happened between Britney, Madonna, and Christina Aguilera. She says it was supposed to be her in place of Christina Aguilera. This is what she's saying. We're getting this from our friends over at thatgrapejuice.net, and they report this. Taking to E! News, J-Lo reflected on how her busy schedule at the time kept her from being a part of one of TV's most iconic live happenings, the 2003 MTV VMAs onstage kiss between Queen of Pop, Madonna, with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. This is what J-Lo says. J-Lo says, I was filming a movie in Canada and we had met Madonna and Britney to do it at her home, Lopez said. And then I just couldn't get off the film, and so we couldn't do it. She suggests she doesn't have any hard feelings about the opportunity, saying, we had talked about it, J-Lo continued. I love Madonna. I'm a huge fan. I always have been. That Grape Juice continues and write, ironically, Aguilera, who was literally almost left out of the unforgettable moment, later admitted she felt, quote, left out anyway, given how infrequently she was mentioned in the massive press coverage that followed. Wow. And it's about to be 20 years, guys, since that infamous kiss. I didn't realize she felt that way about the kiss. Anytime they talk about that kiss, I always think of Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears. And as you know, Britney and Christina have been compared to each other for a very long time. So this was sort of like a monumental moment to have the Madonna, and then you had Britney, and then you had Christina. This was like iconic. But how would you guys have felt had it been Jennifer Lopez? I don't know. I feel like the stars aligned and this was a perfect way to unite these pop stars. Jennifer would have been great, and it would have been great, for her career, but she still had a great career regardless. And she was already having a great career. But I'm actually happy that it worked out the way that it did. Since we're going down the road of musical icons and stories, this story happened across my desk today, and I said, what in the 1960s is really going on? And we got to talk about Smokey Robinson doing an interview with VLAD TV. First of all, I was already shocked that he was doing an interview with VLAD. No offense, VLAD. I was just like, wow. Smokey Robinson, like legend. All right. So along with that, he was asked a question about being in Diana Ross's book and that they had a relationship. And then he dropped this bomb.
So you can sign us up in Motown. So I said, okay, I didn't know she was a singer till then.
Aha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she wrote a book at one point, and she said the two of you actually were dating at one point.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did that last a long time, or was that just sort of brief?
Well, it lasted probably longer than it should because I was married at the time.
Oh, so this happened later.
Yeah, that happened later.
Okay.
That happened after I got married. After I got them signed up in Motown and all that. That's when that started.
Okay.
I love the fact that he admitted his wrong in that situation. I just was like, Did you discuss this with Diana? I mean, did she discuss mentioning you that you guys dated in the book? I didn't read the book. I don't know if she gave those specific details, but I don't think she did, because now a lot of people are like, wait a minute. Maybe she specifically didn't give the timelines to kind of not show the overlap of his marriage and their relationship. Not Smokey Robinson being messy in 2023. But I'm here for it. I'm not here for necessarily for the messiness. I'm here for just the musical history of it all. I don't even think I realized that they dated. Of course, they knew each other for years. He's the reason why she got signed to Motown. All right. Since we're talking about Diana Ross, we got to talk about Tracee Ellis Ross, who I love. I love the fact that when your mother is such an icon and you are able to step out and be iconic on your own and have such a full career on your own. Well, people, I feel like every year people are talking about Tracee Ellis Ross, her not being married, her not dating, her not having children. And to me, she embraces it. Well, our friends over the Jasmine brand write this in regards to her talking about turning 50 and not having children and what that feels like and going into menopause. So they write this. Tracee Ellis Ross is getting candid about her current stage of life. During a recent episode of Glennon Doyle's We Can Do Hard Things podcast, actress Tracee Ellis Ross spoke candidly about what it's like to be 50, single, and going through premenopause. While reflecting on experiencing premenopause, she says this. She says, I have for my entire life been tethered to a very routine cycle, and I'm very connected to my body, so I would know I'm ovulating. I would have all the feelings of knowing that, and all of that is out of the window. And I turned 50. And here I am in this open space now, sort of allowing the bubbling up of whatever might be there. The Blackish Star read an excerpt from her journal in which she questioned what it means to be fertile and to come to the end of her reproductive years. She writes, I can feel my body's ability to make a child draining out of me. Sometimes I find it hilarious, as if there is a fire sale going on in my uterus and someone's in there screaming, all things must go. As my body becomes a foreign place to me that doesn't really feel safe or like home, I don't know how to manage or control or fight the external binary narrative of the patriarchy that has hunted me and haunted me most of my adult life. She then says, is it my fertility that is leaving me? Is it my womanhood? Or is it really neither? But I have to fight to hold my truth because I have been programmed so successfully by the water we all swim in, by the water we all are served. And I feel fertile with creativity, full of power, more and more a woman than I've ever been. And yet that power that I was told I must use was not used. So while Tracee Ellis Ross doesn't have children of her own, as you already know, she's an aunt to many. She says this, I say this to people all the time. I'm a wonderful mother, and I'm very mothering, and it's been hard for me to claim that. They write, she later expressed how she feels grateful that she is now able to look at being childless, quote, with curiosity instead of heartbreak. She says, the heartbreak does come up and I get to hold that gently and lovingly and then remind myself, I woke up every morning of my life and I've tried to do my best. So I must be where I'm supposed to be. Which is interesting to me, especially when we talk about Diana Ross, because Diana Ross, for many years, people have connected her to so many different men and relationships and things like that over the years. So it's so interesting to me to see Tracee navigate these waters of, aging and being single and dating and being famous at the same time. I wonder what those conversations between her and her mom have been like and how she's navigated. Tracee Ellis Ross seems so level-headed and so self-aware. I'm glad in this interview she's being vulnerable and showing that, yes, I am self-aware and yes, I am level-headed, but it's been a journey to get there. It hasn't been easy. I have questioned, why don't I have children? What does this mean that now that I'm in premenopausal a stage in my life. In regards to her being single, she says this: I've been single for a very long time. I have had many wonderful in and outs of things, but no one stuck to the pan. As a result, I get to curate my family, my chosen family around me, and I don't think I realized the gift of that until I've started to get older. I love Tracee Ellis Ross. And I know some of you out there, and this is why I love doing stories like this. Yes, I wanted to be able to cover the Diana Ross, Smokey Robinson situation, and of course the J-Lo story. But I said, there's no way I can cover this story without talking a little bit about what Tracee's saying here, because there's so many women that follow our channel and that probably needed to hear her message today. Tracee, you're stellar in our eyes. Diana, look, you lived. Mother has lived. I'm not going to judge you. I'm trying to figure out how old she was when it happened, but I'm thinking she was quite young, foolish, and has learned from her mistakes. J-Lo, you realize what's for you is for you, and what's for someone else is for someone else. Everyone has been able to go on, live happy, healthy, and pretty successful lives. Guys, I want to know your reaction to some of these stories. You know we love to do a mashup every once in a while, especially when it comes to music. Let's continue this conversation in the comments section. And as always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.